and the Armenian diver is in 10th place. We're done with first round of dives, and we have Sofia Liskun on top of the rankings and the 2 Spanish divers behind her. 12th ranked diver is Deja Patrica from Latvia at 40 points. 40 points average will give you a total of 200 points at the end of this competition to make it to the final. Probably divers should increase and do better in the next 4 rounds if they want to make sure of making it to the final. Let's see how round number 2 goes. We start with Romanian diver Ioana Carcu. Inward 2.5 somersault pike for her. A good dive, a very good dive in the air. She does not do, when entering the water, that extra flip underwater very fast to get a clean entry. These kind of entries will always splash a lot. We see how she holds on to the hands and just goes as deep as possible. That way divers do not disappear underwater. They make a lot of splashes. The arm movement with flat hands on the water, and the arm movement and an extra flip underwater, that's what causes divers to just not make splashes. We saw Ioana not doing that and getting a very heavy entry, even though the dive was good. Next up is Emily Halifax. Arms and back, double somersault, 1.5 twist, extremely slow. Extremely slow, and this dive is not gonna score much for sure. Doesn't get a great push with her arms on the takeoff. We see how she falls rapidly to the water, almost ends up hitting the water feet first. Just 2.5s and 2s from the judges, 22.40. Ana Carvajal now from Spain, front 3.5 somersault pike. A great first dive for her. The reverse 2.5 somersault tuck. Oh, very weird takeoff. No, I don't want to say weird, but very slow for sure. The approach was nice and slow, but then when it was time to press and jump, it took her a very long time to get those knees straight, and didn't pick up much speed on the somersault because of that. Ends up being a short in this dive. 6s from the judges, 112 for the Spanish diver. Total points, she's in first at the moment. I want to apologize if sometimes I sound not very happy with some dives that get higher scores than others. It's just the expectations. In this case, from Ana, I was expecting a better dive overall, but 6s is still a very good dive in this competition. Forward 2.5 somersault pike for Greek diver Stravula. Over rotates is a very easy dive. She should have done a better job with that. 5s from the judges, 75.50 for her. Ukrainian diver Karina Lidzina from, performing a back 2.5 somersault pike, 2.9 degree of difficulty. She was in 5th place after the first round. A very young, talented diver from Kyiv. Getting rid of the reverse and back dives in the first 2 rounds. Does a good job with both of them. Also this back 2.5 somersault is slightly over, like she did in the previous round on the reverse 2.5. Should have came out faster with the legs from the pike position to stop the rotation. But very good job. Solid, above average dive. Same dive for Luisa Arco after the huge mistake in the first round. She wants to recover. Still a long way before the end of the competition. Anything can still happen. Nothing is said and done yet. Only 19.60 points on the first round for her. Let's see if she can do better. And does slightly better in this second round. Did not get completely straight at the bottom, getting in the water. Top part wasn't bad. When she came out, took her a long time to get to completely straight and reach back with her hands. 5.5s, 46 points, much better than what she did in the first round, obviously. Could have gotten better scores if she would have reached back with her hands a little bit faster in the entry. Portuguese diver Luisa is at 66 total points right now. Still below average, but 3 more dives to go. Back armstand for Valeria Antolino. Back armstand, double somersault, 1.5 twist. Struggling a little bit with that armstand, not going vertical yet, and not holding it at all. She might have been tired in her arms and shoulders when going up on the arms, and here it took her a long time to get those legs up. And once we see here how long it took for the legs to get all the way vertical, and when she made it, she did not hold the position long enough to show the judges that she had control of it. 44.80 points for her. Not good, but also not a huge mistake. Next up, Nicoleta from Romania. Forward, 3.5 somersault pike. Nicoleta has her last dive, the back 2.5 somersault pike, that is the real deal for her. That's usually when she struggles. On this front 3.5 somersault pike, didn't do a bad job on the takeoff. Only the entry wasn't completely straight. The judges disagree here. There's a 4.5 and a 6.5. The ones that count though are the other 5s that she gets. So 45 points. As I said before, Romanian diver Nicoleta has a solid list in the first 4 rounds. Inward, forward, the twist is a good dive for her, arms and also, and then at the very end, the back 2.5 somersault pike is the one that will make the difference. Jet gilet, reverse 2.5 somersault pike, another dive that is not completely missed, but she should have done a much better job. Over rotates it. The jump is too far in the middle of the pool, and when it's time to come out, she just pulls with her shoulders too far back, and another mediocre dive for her. 3.5s, not good. She wanted more from her first 2 dives for sure. 67.25 points for French diver. Next up, Kara McGing. Kara is doing the back armstand double somersault 1.5 twist. We saw it a few dives back performed by Valeria Antolino. Same dive. Again, for the diver in this case, the most important thing, the first thing to focus on is to show a good armstand. Again, also Kara is not completely vertical on the tip of the platform. Not too bad the dive, but just see it here. She's not completely vertical. Holds the armstand longer than what Valeria did before. Ends up going over at the bottom. Very splashy dive. Most likely around average. We should have used this 3.2 degree of difficulty better. Could have helped her. Waiting for the judges. Yeah, just right below average, 38.40. Yeah, judges did not like the fact that the armstand was not completely vertical and also quite too far over rotated dive. Same dive by Latvian diver Deja Patrika. Let's see, she was the diver sitting in 12th place after one round. See how she does this back armstand. Again, another diver that does not hold on to, oh, and way too far over. Yeah, another dive is the third back armstand in a row that we see where the armstand is just not perfect. As soon as she's up with her feet, she takes off. Probably getting threes, 3.5s from the judges. Fours, maybe? Yeah, fours. Yeah, judges go between 3.5 and 4.5 on this dive. Not only was way over, but also the armstand wasn't perfect. Our leader, after one dive, Sofia Liskun, a reverse 2.5 somersault tuck for her. Leaning far forward with her head on this position at the beginning of the dive. Not bad overall, way above average for this preliminary round. Should have jumped higher. The takeoff wasn't perfect. Didn't press very well, or not as well as she could do. But definitely a good dive considering what we've seen so far. 7s for Sofia, ahead of everyone at the moment at 121.20. Amanda Lundin, another back armstand. This time around there's no twisting. It's a back double somersault pike. Let's see, it's 4th back armstand in this round. I'm curious to see if it's a common trend to hold the armstand short and take off as soon as possible. Let's see what Amanda does a better job. Should get straighter now. And a short dive. She should have gotten straighter in the armstand on the platform, although she held it long enough. So that was not a problem. The problem here is the way she came out. Way too early and did not end up getting straight and vertical. Unfortunately for her, 4.5s. And Amanda is now in 7th place at 88, still above average considering after the first round, 12th place was around 40, was at 40 points. So 88 is above average. We've seen a few mistakes in this round. Let's see Carolina Cordes if she can bounce back up in the rankings after a huge mistake in the first dive, the inward 3.5 somersault tuck. Back twister for her. Another way over rotated dive. Very fast in the air. The twist ended up being extremely fast. Finishes the twist at 10 meters, and once she gets in the pike position, she spins very fast. Doesn't stop that. Just 60.80 points for the German diver. Reverse 2.5 somersault for Else Prasterink, one of the top divers in this event. Definitely looking for a medal. Good top. Oh, and a great dive. Amazing job by the Dutch diver. Good top. Her upper body does not move at all while she's jumping, so she gets the most out of her takeoff. And a perfect kick. A perfect kick to come out of the somersault clean, and 3 8s from the judges, 7.5 and 8s. 120.90. Else is right behind Sofia Liskun in 2nd place. Last diver of the 2nd round, another back armstand, Aliza Zakarian from Armenia. Back armstand double somersault pike, 2.8 degree of difficulty. Interesting. We can see it here from this view how her hands are not exactly at the end of the platform. Ooh, balk. And she went back down with her feet. This causes the judges to deduct 2 points. Another mistake on a back armstand. This time, the Armenian diver doesn't hold it at all. Falls back on the platform. You see it here. Look at her hands, way too far inside the platform. Let's see if she can manage to get the armstand all the way up this time around and perform her dive. If a diver falls twice on the platform, it's a failed dive. Okay, she manages to do her dive. Not very clean in the entry, but still somewhat vertical. Obviously, would have scored much higher without falling back on the platform with her feet on the first try. The deduction of 2 points. The penalty is mandatory now. So this is the rule. I said it's mandatory because it's the referee that penalizes the diver because of retaking the dive, retrying the armstand. While when the armstand is not held perfectly or not